Viewers, when it comes to the Ram Janmabhoomi movement, nothing matters to the left. Not the tide of evidence, the weight of history, or even the stamp of the Supreme Court. The left will never stop linking the consecration of the Ram Mandir in Ayodhya to Hindu supremacism. The latest to yoke the symbol of Hindu ethos to the calumny of communalism is Karnataka's senior Congress leader B.K. Hariprasad, who says, and I quote him, "There is no history of demolishing one religious place to construct another. Let me be clear, this consecration ceremony is not a religious program. Don't exaggerate it. In Karnataka, the government must take all precautions. In Gujarat, Kar Sevaks were burnt alive in Godhra. They are attempting to replicate the incident in Karnataka." Viewers, if that is astounding you, if Hariprasad's attempt to malign Ram Bhaks is matched only by the paranoia of Asaduddin Owaisi. But before we go to Asaduddin Owaisi, listen to Mr. Hariprasad first. Pay close attention to his insinuation. Think about it right after.
ಅವರು ಉತ್ತರ ಪ್ರದೇಶ, ಮಧ್ಯಪ್ರದೇಶ, ಮಹಾರಾಷ್ಟ್ರದಲ್ಲಿ ಹೋಗಿ ಗುಜರಾತ್ ಸೇರಿದಾಗ ಈ ಘಟನೆ ನಡೆದಿತ್ತು. ಅದೆಲ್ಲ ವಿಚಾರಣೆಗಳೆಲ್ಲ ಆಗಿ ಏನಾಗಿದೆ ಅಂತ ಎಲ್ರಿಗೂ ಸಹ ನೋಡಿದ್ದೇವೆ. ಚುನಾವಣೆ ಸಂದರ್ಭದಲ್ಲಿ ಇವೆಲ್ಲ ಆಗ್ತಕ್ಕಂಥದ್ದು ಭಾರತೀಯ ಜನತಾ ಪಾರ್ಟಿಯ ಇತಿಹಾಸದಲ್ಲಿದೆ. ಅದು ಪುಲ್ವಾಮಾ ಇರ್ಬೋದು, ಅಥವಾ ಗೋಧ್ರಾ ಇರ್ಬೋದು, ಅಥವಾ ಹುಬ್ಳಿ ಈದ್ಗಾ ಇರ್ಬೋದು, ಇವೆಲ್ಲವನ್ನೂ ಸಹ ಮಾಡೋದ್ರಲ್ಲಿ ಅವರು ನಿಸ್ಸೀಮರು.
Viewers, it's astounding. Now viewers, before the darshan, the Congress party and its affiliates are targeting Ram Sevaks, attributing motives to their pious act of genuflecting before deity Ram. Hariprasad's attempt to malign Ram Bhaks is matched only by the paranoia, as I told you, of Asaduddin Owaisi, the chief of the sectarian All India Majlis-e-Ittihadul Muslimin, or the AIMIM, viewers. As the self-appointed grandee of all Indian Muslims, Owaisi is darkly intoned, and he did this yesterday. And you can see him on the right, viewers. He spoke and he said, "Youngsters, I am telling you, we have lost our mosque. And you are seeing what is being done there. Youngsters, don't you feel any pain in your hearts? The place where we sat and recited Quran-e-Kareem for 500 years is not in our hands today. Youngsters, don't you see that a conspiracy is taking place regarding 3-4 more mosques, in which the Sunheri Mosque of Delhi is also there? These forces want to drive you out of here, want to finish you off. Here are some others who have also tried to discredit the consecration ceremony, viewers, by linking it to Hindu supremacism. It isn't just Hariprasad or Owaisi. There's a whole list. There is a whole list of characters. And these characters, viewers, are experts at denigrating not just Sanatan Dharma, not just Lord Ram and what he stands for, but also, viewers, the Ram Sevaks. Listen in.
ಅಂಬೇಡ್ಕರ್ ಅವರೇ ಹೇಳಿದ್ದಾರೆ, ನಮ್ಮ ದೇಶ ಏನಾದರೂ ಹಿಂದೂ ರಾಷ್ಟ್ರ ಆಗ್ಬಿಟ್ರೆ ಅದಕ್ಕಿಂತ ದೊಡ್ಡದಾದ ಅಪಾಯ ಈ ದೇಶಕ್ಕೆ ಯಾವುದೂ ಇಲ್ಲ ಅಂತ. ಇವತ್ತು ನಮ್ಮ ನೆರೆ ರಾಷ್ಟ್ರಗಳನ್ನೇ ನೋಡಿ, ಪಾಕಿಸ್ತಾನ ಇರಬಹುದು, ಅಫ್ಘಾನಿಸ್ತಾನ ಇರಬಹುದು, ಇರಾನ್ ಇರಬಹುದು, ಅಲ್ಲೆಲ್ಲ ಏನಾಗಿದೆ, ಧರ್ಮದ ಹೆಸರಲ್ಲಿ ರಾಷ್ಟ್ರನ ಅವರು ಸ್ಥಾಪನೆ ಮಾಡಿದ್ರಿಂದ, ಧರ್ಮದ ಹೆಸರಲ್ಲಿ ರಾಷ್ಟ್ರ ನಡೆಸೋದ್ರಿಂದ ಅವರು ಸಂಪೂರ್ಣವಾಗಿ ಸರ್ವಾಧಿಕಾರಿತ್ವಕ್ಕೆ ಹೊರಡಬೇಕಾಯಿತು. ದೇಶ ವಿನಾಶ ಸ್ಥಿತಿಗೆ ಹೋಯಿತು. ಮತ್ತೆ ಅಲ್ಲಿನ ಜನರು ತಮ್ಮ ಹಕ್ಕುಗಳನ್ನ ಕಳ್ಕೋಬೇಕಾಯಿತು.
नौजवानों, मस्जिदों को आबाद रखो. नौजवानों, तुमसे मैं कह रहा हूं, हमारी मस्जिद हमने खो दी और वहां पर क्या किया जा रहा है आप देख रहे हैं. नौजवानों, क्या तुम्हारे दिलों में, हमारे दिलों में तकलीफ नहीं होती? नौजवानों, मस्जिदों को आबाद रखो. कहीं ऐसा ना हो कि मस्जिदें हमसे छीन ली जाए.
All I'm saying is, as a nation, we need to pay more attention to Manavta. We need to pay more attention to respecting every religion. Look what is going on in Gaza. It is a conflict came out of a national state which believes in one religion. That is not the kind of India I grew up with.
जहां तक समाजवाद यानी इसका ताल्लुक है, बाबरी मस्जिद का ताल्लुक है, बाबरी मस्जिद का एक वजूद था, अपनी जगह में बनी हुई थी, लेकिन उसके बावजूद भी बाबरी मस्जिद को शहीद कर दिया गया और उस दिन को मुसलमान ब्लैक डे के नाम से मनाता है। और आज भी बहरहाल सिर्फ इतना ही नहीं किया कि मस्जिद शहीद कर दी जाती, मस्जिद की जगह बाकी रहती, लेकिन साथ साथ उसके मस्जिद की जगह मंदिर बना दिया गया।
Have all these leaders forgotten, whether it is Owaisi or Mr. Burke, Member of Parliament from the Samajwadi Party, or even Sam Pitroda, who of course is a close confidant of Rahul Gandhi, have they all forgotten that the Ram Mandir didn't come out of the whim and fancies of Hindus? It came out of, it is a result of the Supreme Court weighing the facts and deciding where it must be constructed. Viewers, this was not an imposition. This was actually an exposition by the Supreme Court. The Prime Minister has hit back at the India bloc, accusing it of being pathologically indisposed towards Sanatan Dharma. Listen in, viewers.
इंडी गठबंधन हमारी आस्था पर चोट करता है। इन्होंने मंदिरों को, हमारे त्योहारों को भी लूट का माध्यम बना दिया है। त्रिशूलपुरम के साथ जिस प्रकार की राजनीति की जा रही है वो दुर्भाग्यपूर्ण है। सबरीमाला में भी जिस प्रकार की अव्यवस्था सामने आई है उससे भी श्रद्धालुओं को बहुत असुविधा आई है। ये यहां की राज्य सरकार की अक्षमता का प्रमाण है।
Hariprasad, Owaisi, their ominous fulminations are in line with many others on the left. Political scientist Pratap Bhanu Mehta once put it that the consecration of the Ram temple is an act of, quote, brute majoritarianism subordinating others, unquote. But this, viewers, is a canon. The hard facts clearly contradict assertions that Hindus or even the Indian state is plotting to disenfranchise Muslims. In my book, Modi in India, 2024 and the Battle for Bharat, I have elaborated on this subject, and here are a few excerpts, viewers. Much like after the completion of the construction of the Somnath temple in 1951, even the Hinduism actualized today through the construction of the Ram temple remains very much in sync with the syncretism that is at its civilizational core. First, it is easy to overlook, and here are the hard facts. First, viewers, it is easy to overlook that the construction of the Ram temple has been complemented by the Indian state with a grant of land measuring 5 acres to the Muslim community to build a grand mosque. That is the fundamental first hard fact, and what it proves, viewers, is that there is an acknowledgement of the wrongs committed upon Muslims. What is that wrong, viewers? It was the destruction through force, through vigilantism of the Babri Masjid. And because that masjid came down through an extrajudicial, extra-constitutional methodology, means, plot, conspiracy, call it what you want to, the Supreme Court has awarded 5 acres. The Indian state has accorded 5 acres to the Muslim community to build a grand mosque. Second hard fact, in Spain, viewers, many mosques were destroyed or reclaimed and reconverted into churches and cathedrals. This happened in the Andalusia region. Spain's rulers never compensated their Muslim minorities. What does this prove? That in sharp contrast, the Indian state remains uniquely committed to Sarva Dharma Sambhava. All religions are equal, possible and eternally, viewers, viable. Another hard fact, in Turkey, Christian citizens weren't compensated when the church of Santa Sofia was converted into a mosque. Here, viewers, the state has compensated Muslims by giving them that 5 acres. What does it prove? That the religious rights of Indian Muslims have been safeguarded by the Indian state. There is no dispossession going on. Another hard fact, donations for the construction of the mosque in Ayodhya have been made tax-free. This proves that religious rights of Indian Muslims are safeguarded by the Indian state. Another hard fact, viewers, to those who claim today that Muslims are being in some ways dispossessed of all their rights, including religious rights. Hindus, viewers, have shouldered a significant share of the costs for Ayodhya mosque construction through donations. What does this prove? Far from vengefulness, Hindus are guided by the Upanishadic principle of tolerance, Vasudhaiva Kutumbakam. This is what it means, viewers. And therefore, let's get to our big debate and let's ask the big question. Is it the left's case to slander Sanatan Dharma? And when they are not satisfied with that, are they going to now malign Ram Seva? Fundamental question, and let's open this up, viewers. I want to begin tonight by asking some fundamental questions. There it is, posed on your screens to our panel. Let's go across to our panel, and I want to first begin with Tehseen Poonawalla. Tehseen Poonawalla, you speak very passionately for the rights of all minorities in this country. Now, I have pointed out certain hard facts. Would you acknowledge that these hard facts prove that what people like Owaisi or B.K. Hariprasad or Sam Pitroda or Burke or others from the Congress party are saying to create this sort of fear psychosis among Indian Muslims that the consecration in Ayodhya on January 22nd will mark the externment of Muslim rights in this country? That these hard facts belie this. Would you concede this in all fairness?
Good evening, Rahul. I'm seeing you after the New Year, so very happy New Year to you, to your family, to all your viewers. And Anand, many, many congratulations on standing tough. Congratulations to you and Jai Sai Deepak. Yes, Rahul, I concede to the fact. Look, this is the greatest country in the world, right? And the thing about it, and I've said this in all my podcasts and I say it again, the dispute on the Ram Janmabhoomi and the Babri mosque issue, and I think the BJP is absolutely wrong. They have nothing to do with the Ram temple being constructed. They are only claiming credit. I am anti-BJP, but the dispute was one of land. Within this is the greatest country in the world because, like your example of both Spain and Turkey, the Honorable Supreme Court gave Muslims 5 acres to build a mosque. Now, in a property dispute or in a land dispute, if you and I are having a dispute and I were to lose, I don't get compensated elsewhere. So in that sense, to that extent, this is the greatest country in the world. So I disagree with the comments that OAC and a party I support, Congress, including B.K. Hariprasad, who's a dear friend of mine, made. These comments are not needed. Now that the Supreme Court's ruled over it, I think this issue should pass. It should not be raked up.
No, so then I'm asking you, why does the Congress make these remarks? If it is so apparent to a Congress bhakt like you that they are wrong,
total bhakt.
Tell me, what real motive therefore drives the Congress to constantly attack? Now they've changed the goalposts. See, first it was, Ram, the name itself is being weaponized. Then they said that the Ram Mandir was illegal. It was an imposition, when it was actually an exposition. And now they're going after Ram Sevaks, suspecting their motives. What makes the Congress so militantly opposed?
I don't think the Congress or any other political party is militantly opposed. I don't think any religion is militantly opposed. Everyone's looking at this as a celebration. I think some of the leaders should introspect and not speak not speak out of turn. That's one. But more importantly, I think it evokes a reaction from the opposition, and this is where BJP sort of scores a point, or Mr. Modi scores a point, is because the BJP has done nothing for the Ram temple. Just to give you facts, Just to give you facts, this Ram temple would have come out in 1992 under a Congress government. Narasimha Rao, as Prime Minister, brought in an ordinance to build a Ram temple, including over 2.5 acres, where all Hindus believe Lord Ram was born. The BJP opposed it. Their Vice President in Parliament, Bhandari ji, says the temple will be built by a court, not by Parliament. This is the BJP. The BJP, the affidavit for which you often castigate the Congress, that Lord Ram is mythical, the Ram Setu affidavit still stands under this government. The Supreme Court, running Subramanian Swami's affidavit is changed. The government still continues on this affidavit. BJP has nothing to do with the Ram temple. The Supreme Court asked the current Honorable Prime Minister to intervene in the land dispute. He refused to intervene. So BJP is taking credit and trying to make it a political, trying to gain political mileage. That's the political part. But I do concede that Congress leaders should not make out-of-turn statements, and I want to make this on
this
your
is,
show
I think,
very, very
Tehseen
clear.
Poonawalla,
No
you are
Muslim
dancing
has a
around the
problem with-
question.
No,
This is not
I'm
about
not.
making out-of-turn statements. This is, if you look at Sam Pitroda, upwards and downwards, this is a very concerted attempt to discredit the consecration. The BJP is not saying fundamentally that it is responsible for what the Supreme Court has ruled. It is only said that it made this an issue. And you cannot deny that the VHP's campaign lit a spark in all of us. Yes, the BJP wrote it. No one's denying that. But my point is, why does the Congress, and let me then quote the Prime Minister, pathologically go against Sanatan Dharma? Why? You are supporting a government in Tamil Nadu that has said some horrible things against the Sanatanis. Why?
So has the BJP been in alliance with AIDMK, and who've said horrible things. And if
No,
if
actually,
Sanatan Dharma,
AIDMK
the
under
alliance
J.
broke
J.
now.
Lalita did not. She, in fact, came out very much in
fact-
support of the Ram Janambhoomi issue and many other issues.
Not just AIDMK, DMK also. After they've made statements against Sanatan Dharma, the BJP has gone. Vajpayee ji has gone to Karunanidhi ji's house and done an alliance.
But
What
you
have the
yourself
BJP
say that
leaders said about
Vajpayee is very different from Modi. Anyhow, viewers, look.
Yeah, so BJP is a hypocritical party. Let's agree on
I
that.
will bring in Mr. Kamru Chaudhary
We
in
agree
just
on
a
that.
few moments. Let me bring in Mr. Dr. Anand Ranganathan. Congratulations, Dr. Ranganathan. Good to see you. You escaped the tyranny of the unelected. Well, I hope now the tyranny of the elected doesn't sort of make an example of you, even though a lot of people do gun for you constantly, but let's hope it doesn't go to this ridiculous length. So congratulations, and to, of course, Jesai Deepak. But look, I'm asking a more fundamental question tonight. We are seeing what at least appears to be a concerted attempt to delegitimize. And I've written a piece today, which will be up very soon, to delegitimize this entire movement. Why? Why is there this attempt?
Good evening, Rahul, and thank you so much to you and Tehseen for your commendation. It's all because of Sai and Siddharth, who was part of the team, nothing to do with me. I really thank them from the bottom of my heart. I think it's a great victory. But coming back to this, I think Tehseen has made valiant points. I congratulate him for making them. But I think sooner or later we have to accept, and Kamruji is also here and the BJP spokesperson is also here. Sooner or later we have to accept that the psyche of this country over the last 75 years has become anti-Hindu. Let's accept it. I think it's bordering on the verge of whatever the rights of Hindus are, let us give it to them after prolonged fight, and that too not a prolonged legal fight, because remember, the Places of Worship Act bars the Hindus to even approach the courts to reclaim their demolished temples that people can see right before their eyes that they are part demolished. They're right there. And whatever have been sold to the quote-unquote Muslim side, the Eidgah side, have been actually sold by people who are pretending to be the Hindu side, as the case in Mathura is. So there is, chicanery, there is sleight of hand, there is rank Hindu phobia all throughout the 75 years. I dare say it started with the fact that Nehru did not want Babu Rajendra Prasad to actually go to the newly inaugurated consecrated Somnath temple. It just starts from there. We have this lopsided view of secularism where only Hindus are to be denigrated. Because I ask you a pertinent question, and this is, I will come to the Ayodhya temple, Ram temple in a minute. But Rahul, did you know that there are no mosques that are allowed in Vatican City? Did you know that? Now, Ayodhya is the birthplace of, I would say, one of the most sacrosanct figures of Hinduism. And you have here, and personally, I don't find anything wrong in the Muslims being granted 5 acres of land. But I hope you know the news that they are going to make India's largest mosque there. Now, I ask you, is that not provocation? I personally feel, yes, it is. I mean, the jury might be out. You can say, well, they are within their rights, and surely they are. But then I ask you, till very late, there were no mosques in the vicinity of Bodh Gaya as well. This is needless provocation that has been going on for, well, 1,000 years. And the point of the fact is, sooner or later, it just boils over. And you've seen right in front of me the screen, somebody saying Jan 22 is going to be a black day. Can I ask you why? And for people who've been denying the existence of Ram Temple, they must, and I've quoted this ad nauseum. The ASI admission by the Supreme Court of the ASI report that there indeed was a place of worship, that was a Hindu place of worship beneath the Babri Dome, and the Babri structure is built upon the scaffold and buttressed by the Hindu thing. And when the Hindu temple, when the land was given to the Hindus and the construction of the new Ram temple started, that's going to be inaugurated less than a month's time, they found dozens of broken idols, Hindu idols, the marbles, the plaques, the reliefs, all those signifying the fact that there indeed was underneath that mosque a Hindu place of worship. Now, what is wrong with people accepting that? I just don't understand. And the same people who were saying, let us now why don't we make a school or a hospital at that site? Same people now are crying their hearts out by saying, oh, we would love that the largest Indian mosque comes up on that site. Why don't you make a school and hospital there? That they won't. But when it comes to Hindu rights, then they won't. But I do agree with Tehseen out here on one point, very limited point, that the BJP also is to blame. And you kindly ask the BJP spokesperson, why on earth is the Places of Worship Act still there? Why on earth are the temples still under the control of the government? Why on earth is the draconian Waqf Act still there? So, tali do haath se nahi bajti hai, Rahul. The fact of the matter is that every political party is to blame. But where I would say that the BJP might not be pro-Hindu, at least like Congress, it is not anti-Hindu.
Okay, let me bring in Kamruzaman Chaudhary. Mr. Chaudhary, you've of course been an active politician for the Congress party, or a member of the Congress party. The charge is that the Congress DNA is anti-Hindu. You have an example of Somnath before you, when Nehru almost had a fit, and it took the president at that time to put his foot down, and several members of Nehru's cabinet to say, look, we need to reconstruct Somnath. Somnath was given back to Hindus, but that doesn't mean that Muslims lost any of their religious rights or any of their rights in the 75 years that followed. In fact, if anything, it was Hindus that were stripped of their religious rights and other rights. So, what are you arguing about, Kamru Chaudhary?
Rahul, you might dog whistle about all those things that Hindus have been denied their rights in place in history, or what happened to them previous to the independence. You might argue for repealing of the Places of Religious Act, or you might argue for a repeal of the Waqf Act. But all these are guaranteed by the Indian Constitution. Congress party does not play a dirty game to involve religion with politics.
Oh.
Mind you, tell me one thing, from 22nd of January till the March, why did the BJP want 5,000 people to come from each parliamentary constituency to visit the Ram temple? What is the logic behind it? Why is a Love Kush Yatra being organized across all the constituencies in Bihar? Why is each and every member of the ecosystem now trying to hype up the Ram temple inauguration? Ram temple, mind you, Rahul, is an order by the Supreme Court. Each and every Muslim of India is dejected, is disappointed, is crestfallen. There is no doubt about it. But then nobody is denouncing the Supreme Court verdict, because prior to the verdict, each and every Muslim of India has said that we accept whatever be the Supreme Court verdict. Now you come to Asaduddin Owaisi's statement that we have been quoting out here. He is trying to dog whistling, and who benefits from Asaduddin Owaisi? Only the Bharatiya Janata Party benefits from it. The Congress party, whatever have been, we have been apprehensive. They're just like the when riots broke out in different parts of the country during the during the Ram Navami festivals, when hooligans turned out in the streets in the areas which are dominated by Muslims, chanting Jai Shri Ram, throwing stones at mosques.
Right.
Do you think the Muslims are more, at present on 22nd January, they are not apprehensive about what will happen? Even if B.K. Hariprasad has echoed the sentiments or the apprehension of the Muslim community on that particular day, does the government of the country take responsibility that no untoward incidents will be happening on 22nd of January against the minority population? This is not a dog whistling. We are requesting from the Congress party to the government to be proactive, not be reactive.
proactive. How very convenient, viewers. Congress Kamru Zaman Chaudhary says it doesn't ever play the religious card. Yesterday, viewers, OAC spokesperson was accusing the Congress of precisely undermining Muslim rights when it came to the Babri Masjid by actually symbolically unlocking the gates to the structure which led to the demolition that happened under Congress. Viewers, why was, one second, Shah Bano, no, hang on just a minute, you don't play communal politics. One second, excuse me sir, let me finish. See, my job here is to expose people. My job here is not to dog whistle. I'm not dog whistling, I'm actually advocating very openly. I don't pull my punches, Mr. Kamru Chaudhary. There is nothing unapologetic or apologetic rather about what I say. Shah Banu judgment was overturned, viewers, and it took some very top ministers in Rajiv Gandhi's cabinet to walk out at that point, saying that you're playing with religious fire. Go back to the Constituent Assembly debates, viewers, and you will see Shyama Prasad Mukherjee on Article 370 castigating Nehru for playing religious politics, appeasement politics. Favors were shown to minorities through lopsided government taxpayer bankrolled policies, viewers. A whole prime minister, one second, let me finish. You can correct me after that if you think that you need to. One second, Prime Minister Dr. Manmohan Singh stood up and said the first right of all Indian state resources should go to Muslims first. He said this very openly, viewers. And I have even corrected Tehseen Poonawalla, who tried to once suggest that I was wrong, and he accepted it.
You are.
No.
I'm still saying you're wrong.
Do you want me to play out the soundbite? Again, Tehseen Poonawalla, and you will be shocked.
No, I won't be shocked.
As usual, corrected and exposed. One second. Let me just bring in the BJP
you're
here.
wrong on 3 facts.
No, I'm wrong on everything, sir. Only you people are right.
3 facts.
Yes.
The Somnath temple.
Yeah.
The Somnath temple was cleared by the cabinet chaired by Pandit Jawaharlal Nehru. If
Do you know what he said?
That wasn't no.
Do you know what he said?
Please, allow me.
Do you know what he said in the interim parliament? Please read your history.
Please make my point. And please allow me to make my point. Allow me to make my point. Yes. Prime Minister Nehru, at a time when we were developing our constitution, was grappling, as all of us, should religion and politics be mixed. That's an intellectual debate. But the Somnath temple was cleared under the chair of Pandit Jawaharlal Nehru. In fact, our family friend, Kaka Gadgil, was the one who built the Somnath temple. Kaka Gadgil built it from Pune, the one who identified Bapu's place. No.
We write history on the fly here.
No.
Okay.
370. Shyama Prasad Mukherjee was not just party to the discussions. Nehru not just...
Sir, do you know that he resigned? Do you know this? That he resigned? Do you know on this issue he resigned? He quit. No, please, sir. No, listen. I'm tired of, you chaps coming here and inventing history. I'm not. Please go read my book. It's there with absolute. No, 1 second. One second. No, just 1 second. No, I'm sorry. You can't sit here and call out my scholarship and say it's all lies. I'm sorry, I have spent hours researching, pulling out documents and attributing them, attributing them to absolute fact in my book, which has been reviewed which has been reviewed by Salman Khurshid, no less, who has said that it is very well and authentically researched. Yeah, so please, 1 minute, doctor, one second. No, 1 second. Just 1 second, sir. Okay, just 1 second. I can't have both of you. Yes.
Just one second.
Yes.
Shyama Prasad Mukherjee resigned in April 1950 in opposition to the Delhi Pact or the Liaquat Nehru Pact. Ask your viewers to Google right now.
Yes. My dear man, there were a plethora of issues. Okay, there were at least 5 issues. On which Mr. Shyama Prasad Mukherjee had serious misgivings with Mr. Nehru.
He forgot to write it in his resignation letter.
One second. Just 1 second. Let me bring in. Yes, 1 second. Yeah, Dr. Ranganathan wants to come in and Pratyush Kant right after the BJP national spokesperson needs to speak. Yes, Dr. Ranganathan. Yes.
I'm sorry, I didn't mean to butt in here, but like tumbleweed, as it rolls, it gathers dust. I'm sorry, I have to expose more and more fake news as the program goes on. I'm disappointed with my brother Tehseen not agreeing to you. He was there in your book launch. He should know the most detailed account of what Nehru did, and I just showed you. He was worried about quote-unquote Hindu revivalism. This is the Prime Minister. Why was he worried about Islamic revivalism? Was he worried about Christian revivalism? Let's talk facts, Tehseen. And number 2, as for my good friend Kamruji saying that Congress has never mixed religion with politics, what else has Congress done except mix religion with politics? Have you forgotten, Kamruji, about Shah Bano judgment? And you are talking about the Muslims respected the Supreme Court Ayodhya 2019 judgment. I want to ask you, did they accept the 1985 Shah Bano judgment? Why was it overturned by Congress? And 2, I am flabbergasted because Kamruji comes from Bengal, a great state, and he is now accusing the Hindus of running riot during Ram Navami. My God, it is exactly the opposite. In fact, the High Court has castigated the same Chandan Nagar police station that has received reward from HMO India for saying that the police lost even their helmets. They were taken up by the mob during the Ram Navami procession and policemen were injured. What kind of fake news is being peddled out here?
And let me tell you, viewers, the Congress dalliance with religious politics begins with Mahatma Gandhi itself when he endorsed the Khilafat movement. What more? An association between state and religion than that. In fact, a large number of progressive Muslims were appalled. And the Congress, I never remember Nehru sitting there and giving lectures about, religion and politics should not mix. Anyhow, sir, please, let me just bring in Pratyush Kant. He hasn't had a word in. And before he... Yes. Pratyush Kant, please respond. What have you unleashed, says the Congress? What have you unleashed? Respond to them.
Rahul, I am married, so I am very patient at hearing people. But let me tell you that what Congress is doing is they are trying to whip up the minority syndrome. And they have been doing it for ages. Now look at in Karnataka. After 31 years, you are trying to chase Ram Bhaks. You are trying to put them behind bars. And the police commissioner of a state-run state says drug traffickers and these people are arrested together. Look, they are comparing drug traffickers with Ram Bhaks activists. The question is, they run their politics like this. They tried every trick in the book to stop the Ram temple construction. It didn't happen. Hours of arguments happened in different courts, finally reached the Supreme Court of India. What happened? Finally, the court realized, because they are the one who had access to all the documents, all the papers, they saw it and they realized, no, this temple has to come. And this is the problem. When your opposition party is run by one family, and that family is run by few jokers who can come and say kind of things which is appalling to a nation where there are a lot of Muslims, lot of minorities. India is truly a secular country. It's high time we respect the fact. Indian constitution safeguards it. Prime Minister Narendra Modi safeguards it. Do you think all these development projects will take place? Ki har ghar bijli, har ghar toilet, har ghar cylinder, har ghar ration. It goes to every house. We don't differentiate and say that Muslim won't go there. It's a Hindu, it will go there. Ram temple, Ram lies in our heart.
Right.
It has been a long struggle to reach there.
Okay.
Now it has come, they must respect that.
Okay. Viewers, look, we can keep debating the fine points here, but the broader point is this, that a supreme effort is being made. And I don't know, viewers, the motive, because if you ask that question, there's a lot of whataboutery. So I can only guess at it. Perhaps there is a pathological aversion, I don't know. But there is definitely a pattern to the attempt to malign this consecration, to rob it of its legitimacy by even overlooking the fact that we wouldn't be here if the Supreme Court, the highest land in this country, law in this country, law officiating body in this country, in the sense interpreting our constitution, had not come out in support of the construction of the Ram temple. Why this is being obfuscated continually, and why people are trying to suggest that Hindus are robbing Muslims of their religious rights, why this is happening, I can't say. I can only guess. When you ask, as I said, that question, you don't get a straight answer. So viewers, let's be mindful of this gap and let's avoid it. Let's avoid it. Let's not fall into this trap. And I appeal to our minority brothers to not get exercised by this calumny that you're hearing.